Game week 19 is the last game week to play your tips from the first set, so if you still have your wildcard or free hit, I definitely advise you to play one of them this game week. If I had both, I think I would prefer playing my wildcard because those transfers, they will stick. If you play your free hit, your team will go back to your game week 18 team in game week 20. So let's have a look at the best possible wildcard and free hit team ahead of the next game week. In goal on a game week 19 wildcard, I would go for Jordan Pickford. Really good fixtures for Everton, and they are a really good defensive side. So Everton, they might keep a clean sheet in the next couple of game weeks, considering that they have really good fixtures. He's one of the most expensive goalkeepers, priced at 5.5. But I think that having Jordan Pickford in goal is a really good idea at the moment. Of course, you can go for someone like Michael Keane in defense to cover the Everton defense, but I think there are a lot of other interesting defenders, as I'll show you in a minute. On my bench, I would have Dubravka. He is the cheapest starting goalkeeper, so to give you good cover on the bench, Dubravka, he should be included. In defense, I still think it's a good idea to include an Arsenal defender. Timber, he is the best option in my opinion at the moment, even though his price has gone up to 6.5. I still think that he provides value. One of the defenders with the best attacking stats, and Arsenal, they are the best defensive team. So Timber, 6.5. Home game against Aston Villa, I would pick him on a wild card. Guardiola as well, only selected by 9.5% of the managers, so he is still a differential. Really good attacking stats, he has scored 2 goals in his last 5 games, so Guardiola definitely want to consider for your wildcard. The last player is actually Michael Keane. I talked about this. It's actually a viable strategy at the moment to double up on the Everton defense. They have really good fixtures as mentioned, so I think that Michael Keane deserves a spot in the team. On the bench, I have Anderson, the Fulham centre-back. Really good fixtures for Fulham as well. And he is actually one of the players that has picked up the defensive contribution points most times so far this season. So, of course, he has some attacking threat as well. So we might have a haul from Anderson coming up. The last player on the bench is Gudmundsson. He is the cheapest starting player in FPL at the moment, only priced at 3.8. And Leeds, I wouldn't necessarily play Gudmundsson week in, week out, but if you can have him on your bench, I think that having a 3.8 defender is a really good idea. It frees up some funds to invest in other areas, so I think Anderson and Gudmundsson on the bench is good enough. So, as mentioned, there are some really good defenders available at the moment, and if you don't want to double up on the Everton defense, I would go for someone like Van Dijk if you have the funds available. Really good fixtures for Liverpool, and having Van Dijk is a good idea at the moment. He will start every game for Liverpool and play close to 90 minutes. Attacking threat can pick up defensive contributions, so if you have the funds available, I would go Van Dijk instead of Michael Keane. There are other options available at the same price point as well. Players like Van Berg from Brentford and Van Hecke from Brighton. In midfield, I've gone for some really solid options in midfield. There are some really good mid-priced options available. Rice, I actually think that he is better value compared to Bukayo Saka at the moment, only priced at 7.2. I think that he will continue picking up points for Arsenal. He can pick up defensive contribution points, he's on some set pieces, and he is one of the players that will play the most minutes most probably. So Rice, a really good option to own at the moment. The next player is Cunha. I think that he is a really good option at the moment. Bruno Fernandes, he is injured, and we have Brian and Bumo participating in the African Cup of Nations. So at the moment, he is definitely nailed on to play, but how will those players missing affect Cunha's output? Let's wait and see. I think that at least on a wildcard, I think it's worth a punt going for Cunha. He has really good attacking stats, and he will be the talisman for Man United in the next fixture. So Cunha, he is in. The next player in midfield is actually Wirtz. He was hyped up during preseason. Really good stats from Germany. He didn't really deliver in the first 10 to 15 game weeks for Liverpool, but at least he has showed some proofs of his qualities in the Cup. He actually got an assist in game week 17 as well, so I think that having Wirtz at the moment, it could be a really good idea. I Talked about the fixtures for Liverpool. I think they will score a lot of goals. He will be nailed on. We know that Alexander Isak is out injured. Same goes for Gakpo. So Wirtz, it could be a really good option. So get in early. Good value at the moment. His price has gone down to 8.1. Ownership only 9.5. So he is a differential as well. So Wirtz, it looks like he is getting into form. So having Wirtz at the moment could, as mentioned, be a really good idea. The last player in midfield is Anthony Gordon. He will start most games for Newcastle. He is on most set pieces, including penalties. So Anthony Gordon, considering Newcastle's fixtures, I think he is a really good option on a wildcard. The last midfielder in this team, the fifth midfielder, is Afoder Deveni, only priced at 4.3, so he is only into free up funds for other areas of the team. Since you're still here, thanks for watching. Please help me get this video up to 50 likes. I will make another video before the deadline with the best transfer targets ahead of game week 19 as well. So if you're interested, subscribe to the channel so we don't miss that one. But let's take a look at the forwards. Up front at the moment, I wouldn't go without Erling Haaland. Man City, they still have some decent fixtures. His ownership is getting close to 75%. His price has gone up to 15.1. So he is the most expensive and most selected player in the game at the moment. We saw in game week 17 for the Man City home game against West Ham, even though if you captain Erling Haaland, your rank will still take a hit after his 2 goals and 1 assist. So Erling Haaland, he can really hurt your rank if you don't own him at the moment. So having Erling Haaland in is probably the safest option. The next player is Jared Bowen. Really good fixtures for West Ham. He is one of those players that I would really like to have in my team. He's nailed on, even though he's not on penalties. He is the talisman for West Ham. You just know that if they score, he will most probably be involved. So at 7.6, only selected by 7.5% of the managers. Considering West Ham's fixtures, I think that Jared Bowen is a really good transfer target at the moment. The last player in this wildcard team is Ekitike. We know Alexander Isak is out. Cody Gakpo, we're not really sure when he will be back for Liverpool, but I think that Ekitike is close to nailed on for Liverpool at the moment. Home game against Leeds. I think this is a really good fixture for Liverpool. So this is my wildcard team. Let's have a look at the free hit team as well. Goalkeepers on a free hit, I would still go for Jordan Pickford, same as with my wildcard. I think that the fixture is really good for Everton playing away against Nottingham Forest. They haven't really looked that threatening. I think that Everton potentially can keep a clean sheet in this one. So Jordan Pickford, he is one of those goalkeepers that usually picks up save points as well. And when he does, he often gets involved in the bonus points as well. So Jordan Pickford, I think he is a really good option for game week 19. If you can't afford Jordan Pickford, I think that Lamens from Man United is a decent option as well. On the bench, I have Dubravka, the only starting 4.0 goalkeeper, playing at home against Newcastle. So I don't really think this is a good fixture for Burnley, but at least you will have a starting goalkeeper on your bench. In defense, I've gone for 1 punt and 2 really solid options. The punt is Dalot, only selected by 2% of the managers, priced at 4.4, but I really like the fixture for Man United playing at home against Wolves. I think that Man United potentially can keep a clean sheet and they will definitely score goals in this fixture. So Dalot, he has actually been really good contributing with attacking returns recently, and he has really good attacking stats as well. So Dalot, he might actually score huge points in game week 19, so we can potentially get an attacking return and pick up a clean sheet. So at 4.4 on a free hit, I think this is worth the risk. Guardiola is in as well. He is still a differential, selected by below 10% of the managers. Really good attacking stats for him as well, and the fixture against Sunderland can potentially be a really good one for Man City. I have Van Dijk in my free hit team as well. Of course, if you can't afford Van Dijk, it's easy to downgrade, but at 5.9, I think that the Leeds fixture is really tempting. So in this free team, I've actually tripled up on Liverpool. So Van Dijk, he is in, and let's take a look at the bench as well. I have Michael Keane. He is actually a starter in my free team. Good fixture playing away against Nottingham Forest, but I actually like Dalot even better on a free hit this game week. Gudmundsson is in as well, the only starting FPL player priced at only 3.8, so he is mostly in to allow me to upgrade in other areas of my team. But let's take a look at the midfield. In midfield, some of the same players that I had in my wildcard. I have Anthony Gordon. He will play most minutes for Newcastle on most set pieces, including penalties. Really good fixture for Newcastle playing away against Burnley, so he is in. He is a differential as well, only selected by 3.5% of the managers. The next player is Wirtz. I talked about him when discussing my wildcard as well. I think that Wirtz is getting into form. I think especially on a pre-hit, it's definitely worth a punt getting Wirtz in. Only selected by 9% of the managers. And that picture at home against Leeds, as mentioned, looks really good for Liverpool. The next player in midfield is Cunha. The picture can't be much better playing at home against Wolves. He will be kind of a talisman for Man United now with both Bruno Fernandes and Mbeumo gone. So Cunha, he is definitely one to consider. The last player is the most expensive player in midfield. It's Cole Palmer. I think the fixture is good for Chelsea playing at home against Bournemouth. He is differential. When we take a look at Cole Palmer's ownership from the last 2 seasons, seeing Cole Palmer only owned by 11.5 is quite low. So we know that he is same as with Anthony Gordon. He is on most set pieces, including penalties. He's a really good player. So getting Cole Palmer in could be a really good idea for game week 19. The last player in midfield is Devaney. He is a bench fodder, only priced at 4.3. Up front, I think it's safe at least having Erling Haaland in your team. We know how explosive he can be, but you might actually take a captain punt. There are some really good options in this team, but at the moment on a free hit, I would have Erling Haaland. The next player is Foltmother. He was actually one of the most transferred out players ahead of game week 17. He scored a brace that game week, so I think there were a lot of regretful FPL managers after game week 17. But Foltmother, a really good fixture for Newcastle playing against Burnley in game week 19, so he might be a good player to select on a free hit. The last player is Ekitike at home against Leeds with both Alexander Isak and Gakpo potentially out. I think that he is a must-have on a free hit. Let me know what you think about this free hit and wildcard team in the comments down below. Thanks for watching and subscribe to the channel for more FPL content.